Okay, so we talked about new feature earlier for 8.6, right? But those features are specific for 8.6 only, okay? So what I'm gonna talk about is new feature, not just in 8.6, but also in 8.5, okay? And then so there's a bunch of them because what happened is it's actually 5 years, okay? Last time I talked to you guys, and you said, wow, that's a long time. Well, that's a pandemic, right? I canceled the March 2020, okay, Elliott, okay, conference because of the pandemic. So as a result, you guys haven't seen me for 5 years, okay? And I become somebody you guys no longer recognize, okay? And so, but anyway, so we're gonna talk about everything new since October 2018, and all these new features. If you go to support.elliott.com, and then if you know what you're looking for, you search it, you'll find it, okay? And also there is another thing that's very important. And we have a weekly newsletter from Cynthia White, okay? She's my basically proofreader, my writer, okay? And because, I wasn't born in this country, so I have a grammatic problem, okay? Whenever I write English, it's I can make mistake, okay? And so she correct my mistake. And then so what happened? And then a lot of this article was actually written by me, okay? And then so every week, okay, she will review last week's, okay, written knowledge base article. And then she will correct my grammatic mistake. And sometimes she will verify, say, hey, Edward, I don't understand what you're saying. Did you mean this and that, those kind of thing? And then but anyway, so after she make the correction, and then she will make the announcement. And how many of you are receiving email from Cynthia White? Okay, I see. Okay, CMP people is not getting it. Okay, now you guys getting it? Huh? You want to sign up for it? Okay, so Rex doesn't get it, CMP doesn't get it, and then Kenyon doesn't get it, right? And then anybody else? Okay, I see the timing amended. And then so, do you guys want to be signed up for this? The email list of the new feature. Okay, so I'm gonna try this again. So send email to Edward Fong.
Which one? What's the subject of the email?
Send new feature to CMP Rex Canyon Diving Unlimited.
What would you like your email to say?
Same thing.
Here's your email message to Edward Kwong. Okay, I'll send it.
Technology. All right. It's very useful because what you can do is you can just see what's the new feature in the system, and then you click on the link, and then you may not be interested in everything, and then so, but for the things that you are interested, and then you can just click on the link, and then you see what's going on in there. Okay, very useful stuff. And then so so this is a new feature, and we started having it in the last maybe 1 year or something. Okay, I don't know. Is that 1 or 2 years? Cheryl, you remember the vendor EDI? 2 years already? 2.5. Okay, gosh, time go by so fast. Okay, and so so we now not only support EDI on the COP side, which is basically you can import a sales order, but we can also fully automate the vendor EDI invoice, okay? And then so because of this, and then we actually create a vendor profile, like in the customer file, we have a customer EDI profile, right? So in the vendor file, we have a vendor EDI profile to support anything related to that. Now, and this is also something that you guys should know. When we do the overnight backing of data, right? So like say, for example, Cheryl, when you copy the data from data to data 50, right? And then so I think similar thing happened for outdoor. We try to copy data, but it's interesting because whenever we try to copy the data from data to data, is that outdoor data 50 as well? Okay, it doesn't work well. Okay, and now there is subtle differences between the version you are using versus the version Davidson is using. And in Davidson's situation, if let's say the file is open, it's still copying. But in your scenario, Alicia, in your scenario with outdoor, if the file is open, you just skip it. It doesn't copy. And I don't know why. And I've been trying to look up, say, why this is, behavior differences, right? And all the information I get is, oh, you're supposed to get that message, okay? And then I haven't get a situation say why Davidson works, okay, without problem. And then so I figured it out, but supposedly you can solve the problem by using the BUT. Remember the start backup and the end backup, etc. But that's too much trouble. So, but what is the easier ways to do the backup? Just make sure your user get out of Elia. Okay, that's basically what it is. Okay, if they get it out of Elia, then they open the file, and then the file will be copied. Okay, and so as a result, okay, so this is what I suggest you guys should all do. Okay, is because you see, you ask the user to get out. And but the user doesn't want to log out at nighttime, right? And then so, what's the penalty? So if there's no penalty, they don't do it. And then so you have to find some way to tell them and say, hey, come on, do it. And then you just keep on nagging at them, okay, until one day they get a point. You say, oh, okay, I should get out at nighttime. And then so we have a report that every night you can run and say who is in the system. So you obviously don't want to do it during the daytime, right? But let's say suppose you do it 9 p.m. at night, and well, they have no business 9 p.m. at nighttime. So at 9 p.m. and then you ask the deferred processing to run it, and then the next day, number one, you get a report indicate last night user A, X, Y, and did not log out. And you can also optionally to say that's sending an email to user A, X, and Y, say, hey, you say, hi, we know you are currently in Elia. This should not happen. Please make sure to log out of Elia when you are done with your work. Leave your Elia session open may cause locking issue and prevent nightly processing. Thank you for your collaboration, management. Right? You can send out an email, okay? This is the email, I'm sorry. Okay, I was reading it, okay. And then well, letting you guys see it, okay. So you can set up an email and then send it to net, and then they keep on getting this message. Well, you keep on getting a list, okay, and then they keep on getting this email. And then after a while, you see if the list at nighttime drop or eventually disappear, etc. Then you know they have been listened to your email, okay. And so that's for them. Okay. Now, so this is basically how you can make this report run in defer. And now, so this is basically this problem wasn't a problem for LB before. It started to become a problem now. Yeah. I don't know why. And is it because you get change the server or something? No, same server. Yeah. Yeah, but I tried pervasive here myself and I didn't duplicate the problem. So I didn't really know whether that's pervasive or not. So I haven't really identified the issue, why my copying failed, okay? So this is the situation. Remember, I said I copy your data, right, on Monday night, okay? So when I copy the data on Monday night, and these are the files that was open, it's opened by the show, okay? Yep. And but I want to copy it, but I don't want to shut down your PC or server, right? That's too drastic, okay? So what did I do? I create the BUT, a star BU for all the open file. And I tell you, this is tedious to create this file for me. So I did a star BU and I copied the file. I did an MBU, and then that's what I did, okay? In order to copy your file. So now this is an interesting feature. Remember earlier when I was showing you the inventory report writer or the user-defined CSV, right? I was able to, using a TXT file and then setting up a list of the item number, and then use that TXT file as a selection instead of using the regular filter criteria, right? In the mass email and export processor, now, normally you would just basically specify your criteria right here in this screen, okay? But it also has the ability that you can select by each individual record. So for example, if you do a mass email and then you say, I want to select a whole bunch of a customer to send my mass email. So you just put those customer in a TXT file and a one line per customer. Okay, that's a customer number, put it there. Maybe 500 customer, put it in there. And then when you do the deferred processing, you can just say, I want to use a select file. And then you specify a file name and then go ahead and run it. And then that 500 customer will be emailed. This is instead of using the regular filter criteria. And you can do the same thing for the item. You can do the same thing for order. You can do the same thing for invoice. You just basically anything that's supported in the deferred processing, whatever the master file we're talking about, and then you put that master file as, key reference ID as a record, okay, of each line, then you can do it. Okay, so this one is we have a customer that want to do what we call a 3PL. 3PL stands for third-party logistic. And the idea is this. Maybe you don't have enough warehouse space. You want to have a third party, which has the warehouse space. And then maybe strategically at a different location, and then you don't want to manage. So you work with a third party. And then it's not like you're renting the warehouse. It's not, because all the personnel, okay, of that places is run by them. So essentially, they offer you a warehouse space, they offer you their personnel, they offer you a operation management procedure, etc. And then for that, they charge you a fee, okay, and then whatever, okay. And then so now what you need to do is you need to treat that 3PL as your warehouse location, right? And then, but except you don't directly manage that warehouse. So this is the idea behind 3PL. And so maybe you said, I want to expand to have a multiple location. I need to have a 4 different locations inside the United States, but you don't want to really own that 4 different places. And then, but you can just work with the 3PL company, and then they become your warehouse, and then you pay them whatever fee, okay, that you need to pay. So now, then the question involved is, how do we integrate? So one of my customers first do the 3PL, they started from something that's really primitive, okay? Because all they do is just basically, they said, print the pick ticket, right? So they need to ship. So how do they print the pick ticket? They print the pick ticket to PDF. they send the PDF, okay, to the warehouse, and the warehouse ship based on that pick ticket. Not that automated, okay? And then so when they do receiving, what do? Okay, so the warehouse do the receiving, right? So the warehouse have the data. So the warehouse need to tell, the earlier user say, I received this, etc. Okay, and often those are now automated, and then so then, you need to reflect those inventory in your area, but those are kind of done in the manual processing. So we try to tell them, say you can use a warehouse receiving, okay, but the problem is warehouse receiving is do they know the PO number? Do they know a lot of other information? Do they have the correct item information? So there's a lot of work in order for it to become automated. And then so this working at the primitive level, but they want to go up the ladder and then make it fully automated. So then this is what we do. We basically say, because Xander was here, because Xander was using a warehouse management system, okay, that's not in Elia. So we actually, a long time ago, we actually created an interface with a company called the Radio Beacon. And they have some interface that we took this time, okay, and then some of the interface we already developed, and then so the Radio Beacon interface, they're using some kind of a delimited file, not CSV, but just a delimited, and then so we took the item master, vendor PO, receiving, and pick ticket. So this we took it from there. So these are the exported files. So, like say for example, a pick ticket. When in the area when it is printed, right? And we export it to a delimited file. And then the delimited file is basically sent to the other side and through some kind of a automatic delivery method, either through FTP or some other method. And then so the other side receive the pick ticket, and then they can import the delimited file. And then the delimited file, then they just say, oh, okay, I got it. This is the pick ticket you want to deliver, except it's not in PDF, it's in electronic data, right? And then so now they can process it electronically. And then when they do receiving, they're supposed to tell us, right? And then now actually, let me think. Yeah, when they do receiving, no, actually, I take that back, okay? Receiving, I think that may be typo, okay? The vendor PO, so when we create a PO, we need to let the third party know that we create a PO, this is something that you can expect will come. And then you need to prepare to do receiving on your side. So that's a vendor PO, we send in a delimited file. And also our item master, we need to be able to export it to a delimited file, we send it to NAM. So this is a delimited file to NAM. And then and then on the other side, when they doing the processing on their side, they need to let us know their data. And then so we can do our processing. So for example, okay, the receiving, okay, like in the third party, they receive something, right, against a PO, they need to be able to get that data, send it to us, and then as a receiving, and we already have a warehouse receiving CSV, so we just say map it to our format, and shipment from the 3PL. So in our billing screen, we already have the ability to import the CSV and perform the earlier billing selection. So we asked them to do that, and they said, how about tracking number? So we said, okay, we have a tracking number import as well. So that's a native earlier one. And then also physical count. So whenever they do physical count, they send us the data in the CSV format, and then we match the data with our side, make sure that we are in sync. Whatever they said they have, is whatever we said we have, and then we match with one another. So this is the interface that we have created. And then so it's an extension of we took some of the radio beacon interface plus some of our existing CSV file, we combo together, and then we can work with a third party and then to do the 3PL logistic, okay? And then anybody, ever thought about the 3PL type of thing? Or have you guys ever run into 3PL issue? No? None of you? Okay, so this one is called a read-only attribute. We use attribute a lot, okay, now. And essentially, whenever the earlier need additional place to put certain data, and then we right now a common practice is to store in attribute. And attribute can store the EDI data. Right now, we also store the Avalara data in attribute. And so one of the things about the Avalara attribute is since those are calculated by Avalara, and user is not supposed to touch it, right? So, but in attribute, if it's an attribute, then user can then go ahead and update it, right? So we don't want that to happen. So what do? We basically now have the ability to flag the attribute field read-only. So by doing that, even though it is an attribute, but it's an attribute created by Avalara and Nestlé together, the user can see the attribute, but user cannot change the attribute. So that's the idea behind the read-only attribute. Now, so I guess I want to ask a question, okay? So our EDI input, right? Those attributes, well, yes or no, user may want to change it, may not want to change it. But the Avalara, I don't see any reason why user want to change those attributes. Can you guys think of any other scenario that that you may want to make the attribute read-only? Anybody want to offer any other scenario? Because if you make the attribute read-only, that basically means user cannot update it through the user interface, right? So why do you want to do that? Other than the two scenarios I talk about, the Avalara and the EDI. Credit card number, but then how do you update it? You want to have a way to update the credit card number. Well, actually, credit card number has a place to store in earlier, just so you know. It's in the e-contact, and then it's all encrypted. Okay, so it's protected. So, but now I can think of a way. Okay, so you guys know attribute can be imported, right? So let's say suppose you want the imported attribute not to be modified. Can you think about a scenario like that? No? Okay, but anyway, so that's what I'm saying. Say suppose supervisor want to import the attribute and then they don't want the user modify the attribute. And then so they can make it read-only, but you still can import it through the CSV. Okay. That's just my take. Okay, so we also update the zip code to as of August 2023. And the previous one was actually 5 years ago. And then so now 5 years later, we got a new zip code now. And then there's a document procedure. If right now you go ahead and install the latest earlier, and then the latest zip code will be installed in it will install in the root directory, but it will not be in your data directory. So you want to apply the root directory zip code to your data directory, you still need to go through a procedure. And then this is basically a knowledge-based article, how you update the zip code from the root directory to the data directory. Okay, and so this, okay, so this one has to do with the country code. And well, this is also driven by Avalara, but you don't have to use Avalara to use this country code. And earlier in the customer file, we have a country code, right? That's a free form. You can type anything you like, and there's no validation. And we can make it validate against the country code master. We right now in the latest LA836, we deliver a country code. And then on the right, you will see this is the list of example of all the country. And then it has the short description. That short description is supposed to match the earlier country code. And then the description column, that's a full name, okay? We also have the ISO 2-digit country code and the ISO 3-digit country code. And like US stand for United States, right? And then Canada, originally I saw Canada is CN, but actually CN is not Canada. CN is China, okay? Canada is what? CA, yeah, Canada is CA. So anyway, so if you choose to turn on the country code feature, and there's a global setup flag to do that, and then you go to the country code field, you type CA, it will convert to Canada automatically. Okay. Now, knowing the country is important because now in Avalara, then we know whether is this a foreign country, so we don't need to worry about sales tax, etc. Right? So that was a driving reason, but we just now can make potentially the country code, standardized. And customer add changes CSV import. Okay, we are allowing you add a customer or change the customer through a CSV import. Okay, this is also something we do now. And then in the very beginning, we start to support this feature kind of with this what we call a customer e-contact import. And you can import the e-contact, but in the meantime, you can import customer update or change the customer. But it didn't really work very well, that utility. I think it's over ambitious, okay? Try to handle the e-contact and customer together, and it turned out doesn't work well, okay? But you can still using it to import e-contact. So then later on, okay, instead, so what we come up is we come up with a customer import. So right now you can just import a customer in a normal, fashion that you would expect, okay? And we can also allow you to update the customer and in a similar fashion. But this is basically a list of fields that will let you add a customer, right? You can see there's a lot of fields. Now, this is a field that will let you update the customer. Now, anybody want to make a suggestion? So why our update customer list is so much smaller than the add customer? Any comment? Why our field for updating customer is so much fewer than the add customer? Right, exactly. It doesn't make sense, right? So when you add a customer, you can add it, but when you're trying to update a customer, say for accumulated sale, it doesn't make sense for the update utility to update the accumulated field, right? That's basically one good reason. Okay. There's also other different things that when you try to update customer, it actually has a lot of other impact. Yeah. When you, let me see, we don't have that flag. Oh, okay. Now, credit hold, you want to release it. I don't see a lot of problem with it actually. Okay. Why don't you? Yeah, you want to do it? Okay. I don't need to send an email, right? Okay. So now there are certain things, okay, that has less impact, and then there are things that has a lot of impact when trying to update customer. For example, you try to And there's certain thing that just doesn't make sense. So for example, mass update customer address, why would that make sense? It makes no sense, right? I can think of mass update customer phone number that would make sense because of the area code change, right? And but there are certain other things that if you're trying to update it, it can create a lot of potential issues. So we usually trying to stay away from it until, like say, for example, in this case, you said, okay, why don't you do this? And then we said, okay, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of impact. So we can add it to the mass update, okay? Payment history. This is the one that's sponsored by Aaron. Okay, so Aaron, you want to tell everybody what you use this feature for? Yeah. So why would you look at the payment, not to look at from the regular AR account inquiry point of view? So if they consistently pay the payment at a certain regular interval, that basically meaning this customer doesn't have a credit problem. Right. Okay, I see. So it is a better way to look at the customer credit worthiness, okay, something like that, than using the regular AR account inquiry screen, right? Yep, okay. That's good. Did you get a share yet?
Yes.
You already got it? Okay, order inquiry with change history. Now, this one is sponsored by LBNSUP, okay? And then so they have a lot of order change, okay? And then so in the when you bring up the order inquiry, one of the function keys is called F4 change history, right? So if you press the F4, then it will list all the historical event, on what day the order was added, and then or the line was added, okay? So in this case, it said, okay, on the August 16, 2018, the user EMK added 18 line item. And then on January 8, 2019, the user CLS added 1 line item and then change 18 line item, right? Then if you want to drill down further, you hit enter, and this show you everything that has been changed for a particular event. And then, so, this is basically allow you to see the change history of an order very conveniently, okay? And the import box data for shipment verification. So like say, for example, like Cheryl and Aaron, you guys are using shipment verification, right? Okay. Now, can you think about a scenario that you may do shipment verification somewhere else, but you want to let the data imported into Elia and have the box data? Right, not in your current process. So, but this is a special problem for the vendor because they are using the third-party WMS, right? The WMS has the data, but that data is not on the Elia side. And so they need that data be imported to the Elia side. And then it's available on the Elia. And then the driving reason for this is actually UCC 128 label. And because originally when we need to do this, and then because we were required to do the UCC 128, I said, hey, I don't have the data. Okay, how do you expect me to do the UCC 128, right? Because all the box data is on the WMS side. But the WMS refused to do UCC 128, okay? For whatever reason, WMS system, they are not good with EDI, okay? So they want the ERP side to do the UCC 128. But I said, I don't have the data. How do you suppose me to do that, right? So then the solution is they send us the box data, and so then we import it in. So once we import that box data, actually Xander was so happy because what happened is whenever they need to look at the shipping detail of an order, they don't need to go to the WMS system. They can just look at it right inside Elliott. So that's really adding a lot of benefit for them. But in addition, we can do UCC 128. Yeah, go ahead. No, we are talking about the tracking, the box number, the content inside the box. Okay, you have 5 item A, 6 item B, and what is the serial number associated with each one of them inside that box. I have 2 boxes. Okay, what's in the first box? What is the second box, etc. Those called a box detail. We need those data to create UCC 128 label. Okay, so this is the related support flag on how it's supposed to work. And then if you turn that on, and then in the order billing interface, we will ask you for the box number information. Okay, and then this is the information, right? Now they can go from the order inquiry, drill down to the box, and inside the box, highlight the line, and you can see the serial number inside that box, okay? And so we can track down to very detailed level. And of course, the primary reason is to do the UCC 120 label, right? So then as they drill down to the box, and then you can basically say, go ahead, do the label accordingly. So you guys, take care. Okay. We're gonna finish it here shortly, okay? And so, oh, this is another interesting step, okay? Order inquiry F5 filter option. So let me see how many we have on this. Okay, we still have a lot, okay? So the idea is you go to order inquiry right now, okay? And then you go to order number field. Right now you see a F5 option key. When you press the F5, it will display this list, and you can say, I would like to see O type of order only, I type, C type, Q type, okay? And then so this is actually under, this is basically your request. You want to be able to see the only, right? So then you can choose this option. But in addition, you can say, I only want to see the pick ticket. So the order inquiry can just show you all the pick ticket. And you can say all the order selected, or the invoice ready for posting. You can also see a list of all the order that has been held that's not released. And then you can select by customer. So if you enter the customer, and then before you come to the order number field, you press this F5, you can say, I want to see all the held order for this customer only, something like that. You can do that, okay? So there's a very different things you can do. I think this is actually quite helpful feature, okay, that can help you to how to look at all your different type of order. So this is an example to say, I want to see all my quote order, okay? And this is in the order history. You can choose the F5 option to see all my deleted order, okay? Because remember, when the order deleted, it moved to the order history, right? And then so you go to order history. Order history doesn't necessarily just delete the order. It can be the order that has been posted and then purge it to the history, right? So, but you want to concentrate on only those order that has been deleted. Now we have the option to do it. This is a Colorado retail delivery fee, and this is related to Mary, okay? You probably deal with this issue, okay? Did they revoke it? Right. Right. I always thought that's really a weird stuff. They imposing a lot of problem for other people, you know what I'm saying? And then, but really, there's not much benefit associated with it, and then it's crazy. Okay, but actually, we end up to support this feature with a special method. Okay, and but Mary said is now this rule only apply if you sell more than $500,000 to Colorado, and a lot of people won't qualify for that. So then maybe it's not an issue anymore. Okay. Item audit trail CSV export. Okay, so we don't have a CSV option with this one, so now we have this capability. Product category location account file CSV import. You know, product category location account file usually maybe it's not that many, so you can just go in there and enter that one by one, etc. Now, then we have people said, wouldn't it be nice you have the ability to just do the import automatically? Okay, you set up outside of Elliott. And so we have that. Now, material cost type location account file, we have a CSV import too. And multi-beam physical count, okay? So the multi-beam physical count in the past, right? We do support cycle count, but our cycle count, you know, the implementation has flaw, okay? And then so, Cheryl, I let you tell me tell everybody what was the cycle count issue with using the Elliott feature before in the past.
Like for DATF, we come in and do an audit, and they cared about making sure that what we showed was accurate. If it's on the shelf, it really was on the shelf. But we could have had 500 or something in overstock. They didn't care about that. They wanted it narrowed down to the application. So that's that was the change that was made, to just look solely at the specific location if you wanted to do it that way.
Right. Okay. So she basically summarizes. So then the cycle count is just basically you can focus on certain bin, okay, and then or maybe a row of bin, okay, in certain area. So you want to focusing on this area, and you do a cycle count, and then you compare with your actual inventory, and then they need to be matched up together. And then if they all match up, then you're counting. You're done with this row. So you want to do the bin count row by row by row. That's the cycle count. And then in the past, we kind of supported, but this is a flaw, okay, with what we're doing. And then so right now we just resolve that issue, and then so you can do the cycle count more accurate. Yes, go ahead. Yeah. Physical count file CSV can be imported. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, you can import it. Yeah, you can. Okay. All right, we're all set. All right, so we come back at 45, right? I mean, the next one starting at 2:45. 10 minutes from now.